Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I'm going to start this one off with this from Dark Defender. I wanted to, because I so hope he's right. So, he says, both patterns and TA shows that XRP is targeting $13. He's been saying this for a long time. $13 is his number. Let's express this target from now onwards, and we'll wait till we hit it. So two major resistances need to be broken. This is not financial advice, but informative TA. So we'll see what let's see what he says. I don't even know what he says the resistances are. I don't even know what I'm looking at. All of these lines and all this stuff everywhere. The TA thing is really not my thing. I'm like a lot of you out there. I like when I see these things. It's interesting to look at, but you know. Look, whether it's TA where you're coming from, or you're coming from just the idea that this SEC lawsuit goes away at some point, I don't think $13 is a crazy thing, you know. And so I try to just look at everything and then use common sense to determine what I believe. So you believe what you want to believe. All right. Now we've got the official cool guy of the Digital Asset Investor weighing in today.
Gary, are you there? Gary, we've been bullied. We've been shaken upside down for our lunch money. We've taken shot after shot after shot. But it's November 15th, 2021, and the XRP army isn't leaving.
No, we're not leaving. We've just gotten started, because all we want is the truth and a level playing field. That's it. Okay? Really, just give me a level playing field and I'm out of here. I mean, really, that's all we want. It's a level playing field. I've said it before. I want Bitcoin to do well. I want Ethereum to do well. I want XRP to do well. I want Cardano. I want them all to do well if they can compete in a free market on a level playing field and do well. That's all. That's what the United States is about. I don't know about other countries. That's what the United States is supposed to be about, but that's not what's happening. Winners and losers are being chosen, and that's why it's so important, the mission that we're on out here. And at the end of this, I'm going to show you a video of somebody who used to be with Ripple, who apparently disagrees and thinks that Twitter is a bad thing and we shouldn't be doing what we're doing. Well, I disagree. I'll show you. Blockworks put this out. Purchasing power of $100 over time. Now, this right here, folks, this is your politicians and bureaucrats at work right here, because we've been sold a lie in this country or in the world. And that lie is that inflation is a natural good thing, and it's a good thing. Your money should decline in value over time, and that is, to excuse the French, bullshit. Your money should not, I remember when I was a kid. I remember going to the movie theater when I was a kid. I'll tell you a short story. One of my good friends when I was in elementary school, and we weren't old enough to be going to the movie to see whatever. I don't even remember what the ratings were back then, but a PG-13 or an R or whatever. I remember we would go to the movie, and we would say that we were old enough to go watch a movie so we could go see the whatever PG-13 or R movie when we were in elementary school. I remember one of my friends, I think he had to be 16, and they asked him if he was 16. He said, "No, I'm 21." We were in elementary school. But I bring that up just to tell you, back then a movie ticket when I was a kid, I want to say it was maybe $1.50, $2. Now, go to the movie, you can't go without spending $50 with 2 or 3 people. Well, of course, part of the problem there is that the Digital Asset Investor, you may not know this about me, but I do not, and I repeat, I do not, and my kids do not, go to the movies without having Coke and butter popcorn, specifically butter popcorn. My mother raised me right, and she raised me that you don't go to the movie theater without a Coke and butter popcorn. It's just the way it is. So, and that's real expensive too. But back to this, This is ridiculous right here. This doesn't happen unless you have people that don't have good motives playing with the value of our currency, and these are people who have no business doing what they're doing. This is part of the reason I was drawn to gold and silver and eventually to crypto. All right, now this is Matt Corva. I've talked about him on this channel before. He's one of the lawyers for Consensus. He was one of the guys that was involved in the Brooklyn Project. And the Brooklyn Project, if you remember, that's what Charles Gasparino covered in May of 2018. And he said he was told by Andrew Keys that it was SEC sanctioned. These guys were working behind the scenes with the SEC and supposedly the CFTC as well. That's where the Ethereum free pass all came from, folks. It's been over two or 3 years since they did that. And now all of a sudden, and write it down, folks, make no mistake, because of what all of us have done, because of what you've done on crypto Twitter and in social media, exposing in their own words, facts, video, all of the stuff. Now all of a sudden, after these 2 or 3 years where the Bitcoin and Ethereum free pass was done in the Hinman speech, all of a sudden, all of these people, they're wanting crypto clarity for all of crypto. They seemed pretty content over the last 2 or 3 years for it just to be for Bitcoin and Ethereum. And I've told you, the whole point, it was not to just give Bitcoin and Ethereum a free pass. It was to give Ethereum a freaking monopoly on issuing tokens, folks. And that's, you're seeing a lot of these people. I'm not saying Matt Corva is one of them. I'm just saying these people in general. All of a sudden, they're all worried about, they want, I mean, he did a whole thread on this. This is so much for low-hanging fruit. U.S. policymakers, regulators to win back over crypto crowd and help us remain competitive globally. So he's all for all of crypto. He's not just about Ethereum. I don't know about what he was like before, but I don't remember any of these guys talking about this over the last 2 or 3 years. Once that Ethereum free pass was handed out, seems like everybody's been all silent until there was a social media freaking truth storm of Troomers, as the official cool guy of the Digital Asset Investor channel would say, came roaring through social media. Then all of a sudden, everyone is concerned about crypto in general. Well, then we have this guy, his name is, what is his name? Ryan Selkis, maybe? He goes by I think 2-Bit Idiot or something like that on Twitter. This morning he tweeted out, and he's now deleted it. He tweeted out, or it was yesterday that he tweeted out. It's this guy right here. Okay? He's blocked me now, and I'll show you why. This guy, I think he's a Bitcoin maxi. He's the founder of Masari Crypto. And all of a sudden he's going after the SEC, but he kind of had a different spin. This, in his tweet, I think it was from yesterday, he accused Ripple of fraud, okay? I couldn't believe it. He accused Ripple of fraud. He said, I don't believe that XRP is a security. I believe Ripple has committed fraud. In so many words, that's what he said. So I retweeted his tweet. I said, accusing Ripple of fraud, he better be able to prove it. And then, because he was talking, in his little Twitter write-up, it was something about Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson and their sales and all this. So I asked him a simple question. I replied to it. And I said, can you direct me to the thread where you... Because remember, folks, this is what Brad Garlinghouse said when he was on stage in Davos with Joseph Lubin. Joseph Lubin is sitting there talking about Ripple's sales. And Brad Garlinghouse goes, no, wait a minute. We put out a quarterly report every year. We're completely transparent. We're showing what our sales are. What about your sales? What are you guys selling? And Joseph Lubin said in that exchange, well, we're a private company, and we might be transparent within our company, which makes no sense. But anyway, the point is that Ripple has been criticized partly because they've been showing quarterly reports, and people are pointing to them and say, well, you're doing something wrong. Meanwhile, these other guys aren't showing anything. Has anybody ever found out the names on the list of people who were a part of that Ethereum pre-sale. We've shown you the video. In fact, I plopped the video underneath this guy's thread of Vitalik Buterin bragging about how they're locating in Switzerland to get out around U.S. regulations. And remember the other part where Joseph Lubin is sitting there and he's saying that, yeah, we helped these whales. He's helping whales disguise their Ethereum purchases in the pre-sale. I mean, these guys are in a corner, folks. All these Bitcoin, Ethereum maxis, proof of work maxis, whatever you want to call them, they're in a corner. And this Ryan Selkis, by the way, Rob Licker points out here, lifted squarely from Consensus website. There's a reason Consumer Reports is trusted since 1936. They're completely unbiased. When you hear Masari Crypto call Ripple a fraud, just know who's funding that opinion. Did he say opinion? Yeah. Right here, Masari will be an open source Edgar-style database for important financial information on tokens. Anyway, that's Rob Licker right there. But anyway, this guy blocked me after I asked this simple question. Can you direct me to the thread where you question Ethereum sales by Joseph Lubin, Vitalik Buterin, Ethereum Foundation, Consensus, Gavin Wood, Andrew Keys, etc.? Has you ever seen any of these guys say, wait, let's look at the sales from the Ethereum pre-sale. What about the sales by all of those guys later on down the road? What about those sales? They don't ask it. They don't say a word about it, folks. Not a freaking word. But they point at Ripple all day long. So here's where the guy blocks me. I am now blocked because I asked him a simple question that he doesn't want to go near. Here's John Deaton. The overboard allegations claiming all XRP are securities made no sense unless the suit was used as a weapon. Excuse me. Or it was a regulatory attack on all of crypto. We know a lot more today. Man, I just got my throat. Whoa. But 10 months ago, I tweeted this. I meant to say regulation by enforcement. Now, I'm going to play you a video while I recover here. All right, listen to this. This is from TAIG.
People may have the impression that all digital tokens are in fact securities under U.S. securities laws. So, Michael, would you comment on that?
Sure. I mean, I think that's really the million-dollar question here, as I said before, and the Howey test has not necessarily made clear, what precisely these tokens are. You've also got the issue of cryptocurrencies and how they're generated. Ones that are highly decentralized, for example, like Bitcoin, may be distinguishable under Howey. Gary Gensler, who's the former head of the CFTC, he recently said of the second and third most widely used cryptocurrencies, Ether and Ripple, there's a strong case for both of them that they're non-compliant securities. But it's really unclear right now. And this is an issue of considerable debate. I mean, Andreessen Horowitz, the famed VC firm, they brought a group of investors and counsel to the SEC to propose a safe harbor where some of these tokens, and we shouldn't forget, I mean, companies have been doing ICOs for some time now. There are a lot of them out there. And they proposed that some would be given safe harbor, where some would be classified as utility tokens rather than securities. And we understand that regulators are considering those issues now.
We understand. That's pretty interesting. Wonder how they understand. I wanted to show you this. This is a tweet from Mike Novogratz that I ran across. It was like right when they dropped the lawsuit against Ripple. While I won't comment yet on what this means for XRP or other 2017 launched coins, Bitcoin and Ethereum seem to have an SEC pass. I do find it strange that Clayton waited years to do this. And I said even Novogratz knew it was a free pass. Okay, I'm gonna skip this one. You can go in my Twitter thread and you can watch this. This was just an interesting video I found from MIT where a guy's explaining Ripple and Stellar and some of the history there. I'm not gonna go through that. I do want to show you this though. Well, I want to show you this and then one more thing. XRP Crypto Wolf from the Whale Alert. There are 300 million XRP on the move, transferred from unknown wallet to unknown wallet. Things could heat up soon. Who knows? All right. I wanted to show you this. Many of you, maybe you weren't around. Michelle Bond was in I can't remember her exact title, but she was one of in the regulatory section of Ripple for about, I think it was about a year. She worked for Ripple. Now, she also used to be with the SEC. And I think she, SEC, and then head of global affairs, public policy for Bloomberg, global head of policy for blockchain, whatever that is. I think I can't remember the dates. For some reason, she does not show Ripple in her resume, but she was with Ripple, I think, for about a year or so. Now she's gone to like a thing called Association for Digital Asset Markets. If you go to that website, it's a lot of what I would call Bitcoin, Ethereum centric companies. Okay, Ripple is not a member, but I found it odd that she doesn't even have Ripple in her resume now. Okay, well, I saw this clip. This is from a few days ago, and I want you to listen to it because I vehemently disagree with what she's, and I'm not trying to pick on her, but she's basically saying in this clip that she doesn't like crypto Twitter. Let me tell you what. Well, I'll just let you listen.
I think, there could be potential for an SRO in upcoming legislation. I think we're going to see legislation clarifying what, the definitions are. I think we're going to see legislation talking about the scope of each agency's jurisdiction. And I think these are all things that I think the industry would really like to see. So yeah, that's kind of it in a nutshell. I will say I'm really proud of our members because the one thing that I talk a lot about is it's really important to work constructively with your regulator in a productive way, in a professional way. It is no secret, I am not a big fan of crypto Twitter. So I think it's really important that, you have these conversations in a really, in a productive way with regulators as opposed to just taking to Twitter to vent. That's just not a really productive conversation sometimes. So in any event, I'm really proud of the conversations that our members are having.
Okay, well, here's what I would say to Michelle Bond here. Supposedly, this is a country where it's for the people, by the people, the government, and they're supposed to represent us. We have an SEC chairman who has had a petition signed with over 30,000 people that are wanting him to respond to us as XRP holders. Doesn't say a word. We've got a lawsuit with John Deaton where he's having to sue the SEC on behalf of XRP holders, the people that Gary Gensler he can't even open his mouth without saying that all he cares about is protecting investors, and that's what his agency is here for. He hasn't said a word to the over 50, I think it's approaching 60,000 people who are suing the SEC because he's not protecting us. He's actually attacking us. And what she's saying here is, not crypto Twitter. What are we supposed to do? Sit down and shut up? So if we've got this SEC chairman who says he's supposed to be protecting us, and he's talking out of two sides of his mouth. He says Ethereum's a security, and he thinks XRP is too, but then Ethereum gets a free pass, and he can't tell the people that he's supposedly protecting. He can't even tell Congress whether Ethereum's a security or not, while Ripple gets sued and XRP holders are here held hostage like this, and the XRP's taken up. But we're supposed to just sit down and shut up? I don't think so, Michelle. I don't think that's the way that's not the country I want my kids to grow up. I want my kids to grow up in a country where it's not just all of you lawyers and all of you people that have a little bit of power that can sit behind closed doors and have meetings with these people. I want my kids to grow up in a country where we can hold these politicians and the lawyers and the freaking bureaucrats accountable, and they feel some pressure because from what I can tell, none of them ever get fired for not doing their job. In fact, most of them get promoted in government. I want my kids to grow up the way this country was founded, which is where the politicians are not there to have a career. They go up there to represent the people, and then they go back to their job and work their butts off like all of us do out here. That's what I want my children to learn their country is. Not that, because we're lawyers, we should be talking about them behind closed doors and having constructed thing, and then we'll just spring it on the people. No, That's not what this country's supposed to be about. So sorry, Michelle, I disagree with you. And I'll just tell you, you're wrong. Okay, let me finish this video with this. Wanted to show you iTrustCapital. These guys put out on Friday some of their customer comments, which I agree with. They are one of my sponsors. I'm very pleased with their services and ease of process to set up the account funding accounts and how quickly they were able to complete these steps to make the funds available. They have been very responsive to my emails and have gone above and beyond to help escalate the process. About time someone figured out how to let crypto get into the retirement accounts. Well done, folks. After a ton of research, I decided to try opening an account with iTrust. Onboarding was very straightforward. I was so pleased with the ease of the Roth IRA process. So was the digital asset investor. I have a Roth IRA there too. I love it. It's my favorite place to invest in crypto. Go to iTrustCapital.com, and in the description of this video, you can get a I've got a 1 month off coupon code for them. So check it out. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family that social media might be all that we average people out here have to alter the course of a government gone bad that's not working on behalf of the people that have put them there. This is our last shot, folks, because we've seen, and this is the other problem with what Michelle Bond said. Here's the other problem. We know for a fact who owns which media outlets. I would say 75% of the media in the United States is compromised because of who owns them. We should set out to take that apart, folks, because that's part of the freaking problem.